Hi everyone, this video is an introduction to Module 6. So by now you should be looking into the new module and the new assignments. Module 6 is our drama unit. So we had 2 modules for short stories, 2 for poetry, but we only have 1 for drama. Partly just because of how the class is set up, but also because most students kind of have difficulty writing plays, and we really don't want to have to write more than 1 of those. So they do take a little bit longer. So we're devoting ourselves to just the 1 play. But that'll be the sole concentration for you as far as big writing assignments is concerned. So since we're in Module 6, this is kind of the last big writing assignment that we'll be doing this semester. After this point, it's going to be reflection, revision, review, that kind of stuff. So this is kind of your last original piece that you'll be writing, and then after this point we'll be doing kind of backtracking a little bit and doing some revision, and then of course the last unit is the final. So let me talk you through what you'll be working on in this unit. You only have 3 assignments. The quiz, like we've done before, you'll read the chapter on writing drama. You have a discussion board over drama review, and then the actual assignment, which is a 10-minute play. So the discussion board is the review discussion board. We've done this twice already. You'll choose a play, preferably a short one, and there's plenty of examples in the textbook, but you can also look online as per usual. You'll read through it, you'll post about it, and then you'll read through your peers, and then you will review them and talk about your 3 favorite that you read. So similar to what we've done before, we're really just, this assignment is to help you let me show the directions here, help you to really see what other stuff is out there. So if you've never read the script of a play before, this is a good opportunity for you to see what they look like and how they work. I will say that script writing is very different from both poetry and short stories. We're kind of cycling back to what we did in short stories. So short stories have a lot more in common with a play, in that you build a plot line and you have characters and that kind of thing. However, it's very structured, and the only thing you are including is dialogue. You have a few stage directions, you'll have a few tags to kind of tell the actors how they ought to be saying something, but for the most part it's dialogue. The other challenge is that when you're writing a play, it's only half of what the play would turn out to be, because all you're doing is writing the script. So you don't have the component where the actor acts it out or the director decides where people will stand on the stage. And so you can't give too much direction, because the director would decide that, or the actor would decide how a line might need to be said. So you don't want to over direct as the writer, but you also want to give us a few ideas of how the stage would be set up. So there has to be a balance there. You don't want too many stage directions, but you also don't want too few. So stage directions need to be specific for if an action has to take place, as opposed to if you just think that the character might do something. So if you need to have a character go and answer the door, that's fine, but you don't give the character direction to just walk from stage left to stage right unless they are going there for a reason. So make sure that all of those directions are there for purposefully. The other thing you don't want to do is give a tag for every line of dialogue that is telling the actor how to say that line, so sarcastically or something, unless you think that they wouldn't get that from the line itself. So you've got some specific directions here for how many of these things I want to see. You're going to have a list of characters at the beginning and a description of the setting, and so that'll be different from how you would put it together a story. We're not writing the story, we're writing the dialogue for the scene. So you have to imagine it's going to be set up. It does take a lot of imagination to do script writing, because you aren't ever going to see that, unless for some reason your play gets produced or something, which would be cool. So anyway, you have a list of characters, you have description of setting, and then you will start in with the dialogue. The dialogue has the person's name, a colon, and then what they say. and that's it. There's nothing else around it unless you have a specific, like I said, dialogue tag or stage directions. And so it's completely different way of writing. And so some students, if you've never written a play before, can get kind of frustrated with it because it's you're trying to write a story without writing the story. And so you're relying entirely on what people are saying. If it helps, there are plenty of examples. I've got one in here, the one-act play, The Dictionary Salesman, is an excellent example of how to write essentially what you're doing, a 10-minute play, which is very short, by the way, 10 minutes. It's going to feel like you're writing forever, though, because there's actually quite a few pages to get to a 10-minute play. But so we're thinking it's a little bit longer than a skit, kind of like a one act. And if you watch this, this only goes for 6 minutes and 44 seconds, and that's a one act. So we're thinking about that long 10-minute play means literally it will go on for 10 minutes. So that kind of keep that in mind. And just, as you're writing it, keep in mind your story arc. Plays tend to follow a lot on conflict. So you want a central conflict that the characters have to deal with. You look on YouTube, there's plenty of examples on YouTube. You can watch your favorite television show as well to kind of see. Television shows obviously a little bit longer, an hour-long episode is different, but you have that same idea that you have a story arc where the characters, immediately have to make a decision, and then they make that decision and they do something else, and then something else happens and something else happens, and so it kind of leads from one conflict to another, and the characters are just dealing with things in dialogue. So give them something to do, otherwise it's just going to be boring to watch. And it needs to be something that can be staged as well. So keep that in mind. Don't get too unrealistic with what we could physically put on a stage. I'm sure most of you have seen a stage before. If you've never seen a staged performance, that's fine, but kind of be keeping that in mind as well. This is a script specifically for stage, rather than one that might be able to be filmed. That would be completely different. So that limits you a little bit on what kind of story you can tell and where you can set it at. So that's the challenge for this one. Like I said, we're only writing one play, which is probably a good thing, although we don't have anything to kind of lead up to it. So if you're getting frustrated with it, make sure that you email me. You can email me drafts of your play, and I can kind of tell you if you're doing it right or not. Or if you just have an idea and you're not sure if that could be turned into a play, definitely send me an email. So I hope you guys are doing well. I will be grading a lot of things this weekend. I'm really behind in this class. There are quite a few things I have not graded, so expect to see your grade change as we get through the weekend, and I have time to put some comments on those short stories and those poems that you've turned in. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you later.